Hey there, Soul Shines, it's Michele here, and welcome to Creative Expressions number 52. Woohoo! That rhymes. This is a podcast style video in which we talk about things that I've finished, things I'm working on, plans, channel plans. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I'm going to cut this next part out because I've got to make a note or I will forget again. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. What else? What was I saying? I got so distracted. Podcast, talk about finished objects, things we're making, updates, life updates, and anything else that comes to mind. So let's get started with finished objects. I'm going to start with these. I gave them back to my daughter after we played hand puppets with them. They're done and they're cute. You can see them in Things We're Making Thursday. And of course, because they are finished and everything, and now I gotta ramble for a minute to give enough time for the thing to work. I put them in Finished Friday. Hopefully there's enough time between the two that the little thingy that comes down in videos when you're on the, at least on the computer, I don't know about everything, but the iCard things come down. Information cards, yeah. So Finished Friday is when I discovered that they're hand puppets. They were so, yeah. You gotta go see, even if you only watched Finished Friday, to see when I discovered that they make great hand puppets. It's worth it. And they are the first thing I show. So, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, at least go watch that. So, yeah. She loves them. They're cute. They're done. Next finished object. Guys, check out this. Isn't that pretty? I don't know. Does it get better color here? Better color here? Better color here? Better color here? Yeah. They're like an icy blue Karen Simply Soft. This has got 50 stitches. The pattern repeat. So we've got a pattern repeat this way, but then we also have a pattern repeat this way. This pattern repeat is basically the equivalent of a 2x3 ribbing. If you turn it inside out, you can see that. Got 2 pearls and 3 knit stitches. So, but on this side, well, I guess on this side, the knit stitches are the pearls, and so there's 2. But anyway, it's a 5 stitch repeat around, and then you have 4 stitches or 4 rows in each pattern, but then there's another repeat, and that's when you get up here to across up here where the decrease is. To get it decreased all the way down to the point of the hat, it is a 25 stitch repeat to get it down. So this hat is designed with where I could follow the directions. The last one I made, I had to fudge the directions because I didn't realize that. So 50, 75, 100, 125, I guess 150 could very well happen. If you used a smaller yarn for an adult size head, you could make a gnome hat. So I did that. I like this one because this way you can see the beautiful decrease and how it just kind of goes up into that. And then when you turn it sideways, since there's only 2 of these repeats, you see the straight up and down lines. That was kind of fun. My next one that I am casting on Sunday, which will be the day before you watch this, I will be doing 75 stitches, so it will be a little bit bigger. This is for a very tiny baby. But if I do 75 stitches with the same kind of yarn, possibly the same color, I haven't decided, it will give it just enough that it can be for a little bit bigger baby, but still a small head. So super excited. hopefully I finish the one tomorrow, and in a minute we'll talk about the purple one and how it's doing. So I should be able to send 3 hats to the wherever they go. I have to go look at that video again and see where they're going. Should be able to send 3 hats. That's the plan. Stan. And if your name is not Stan, maybe it's Fran. Huh. Okay. I'm in a mood. I'm such in a mood. Okay, the other thing I did is I finished the final row of clue 9, which means I have 3 clues left. The next clue I think has 3 rounds, and then the clue after that 4 rounds, or the next clue is 4 rounds and the one after that's 3 rounds. I can't remember which one's which. And then the final clue, the December clue, has 2 rounds. So I have 9 more rounds, and then this will be completely done. I'm thinking, seriously, of hanging it on the wall back here behind me for my videos. What do you guys think? I would love your feedback on that. Would you like this? I'd move the butterfly decal stuff, the stickers. I move these butterflies over to the door. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, also this, we're going to use this to talk about plans. Let's talk about the mystery yarn challenge for 2 reasons, but I'll talk about this part first. For February, this is what I'm doing. We can do whips. She has 4 options now. You can still send and receive yarn like she's always done. You could send yarn and work on your whips. If you're having a struggle or like you're the only person in Canada playing, you can receive yarn, and it's all good. Those are good. And then the last one is you could just not send or receive any yarn but work on your whips. And because I want to finish this very much so, I'm putting this in my my whip for Mystery Yarn Challenge. I'm also pretty excited because February for things we're making Thursday is blankets. So this is also a blanket, which I shall finish. Of course, I have other ones I will be starting. Because you know me. The other thing about Mystery Yarn Challenge, I'm going to link that here. Mystery Yarn Challenge Reveal. I finished another object, but I can't show it here because I'm only showing it in the reveal. Unlike things we're making Thursday, where I talk about it every week and we'll show it, the Mystery Yarn Challenge for me is a double mystery. It's a mystery what yarn I'm getting, and I'm sorry, I have told them in the background, the kids, I have told them to be quiet that I'm recording. See how well they're listening? I'm glad they're having fun. They're not fighting, so at least there's that. So there's this mystery of what yarn will I get, but I like to keep it a mystery of what I'm making. Sometimes I'll give you guys little clues, like I've told you guys it's an amigurumi. There's crochet and knit, mostly crochet. It's done. I think there might have been, I don't know if there was one other thing I told you guys about it or not, but I kept saying, I'm just going to tell you this. I'm only going to tell you this one thing, and then I keep adding to it. Because, yeah, that's what I am. I could not, yeah, for some reason, I need to restart my phone. That's what I need to do. Because I kept trying to change the sound and mute it and everything, and it's not working. It brings up the little bar, and then I click on it, and it takes me to whatever's behind the bar. So now it's restarting. Hopefully that works. I have 3 main things that I work on outside of my own individual projects. I work on the Mystery Yarn Challenge, and I work on things we're making Thursday. I just joined in January. I'm super excited to participate this year. And the other thing that I do is Judy's Creation and Crochet, her monthly MCAL. And she's doing Birds of the Month in 2024. And I would suggest that you would check out her channel because she should be putting out the February Bird of the Month probably on the 1st. It's post, and she'll show finished objects from last month. She also does a drawing for prize winner. I never participate for the prizes. I think it's really cool when I win them. It doesn't matter what it is. So those are kind of my 3 main things that I'm doing like that. I also do tithing hats, which is what these are this month, is a donation to that charity. Since next month is blankets, I want to make at least 1 blanket for the Boggy Creek thing to have to go out next fall when they start collecting again. They're just finishing up right now for this year, but they, I guess, like to collect every year, and I would love to participate and send in a blanket. So since it is February for blankets, I think it's a perfect time to get started. So like I said, I will be casting on another blanket, and I will be casting on because there's a knit blanket that I want to participate in. Somebody else, I cannot remember who, somebody is doing a MCAL with it. It is an old MCAL from 2016 that she is now doing on her channel using that pattern. And I'm doing it because I want to learn different stitch patterns, but also because I think the size of the blanket should be about right. I might have to put on extra, like a wider border or something like that, just to get it big enough if it's not, but we'll see. I don't even know what yarn I'm going to use. Gotta figure that out. Okay. So that's one of my plans. And in case you didn't know, we're talking about plans and whips. So that's my main plan for a tithing project tomorrow or next month. I do want to finish a hat that I had started and then put on hold to do the baby hats. Mostly just to finish it, to be like, this one's done. And so there's that. Another plan is I am working on creating a crochet along for my channel. I've been figuring it out. I've been kind of designing the pattern, if you will. Yeah, I mean, technically it is. And hopefully we'll be getting that going really quickly. I've got, I think, 30 more stitches to figure out. I don't know. So I'm working on that. I have lots of plans. And let me pull up my little dashboard over here and make sure that we're talking about it. Temperature socks, of course, I'm keeping up on them. So far the only stripes are blue, but I'll show you that next week. In next Creative Expressions, I will show you my temperature projects. There's an EFA, Expression Fiber Arts, has a knit along and a crochet along, and I've gotten both patterns. They are going to be year-long MCALs and knit along, crochet along. They're both MCALs, just spelled differently. They're going to, they release their mysteries, so they release the clue every month. I have downloaded the first clue for both of them. I have them on my list, my knitting list and my crochet list, but I don't know if I'm doing them or not. I think I'm gonna go look at what the knitting because there's enough people on Ravelry that have done it that if I go look up the project, I can look at them. I've already seen what the crochet long one looks like, and it is pretty. I've just got a lot on my plate right now, so I haven't decided for sure if I want to do them, but I have them here so I can look at them. Caleb's pouch. I'm not going to show you it, but I will talk about it. I don't know where, I don't know if I've told you this. I had to pull it out. I haven't even got it back to where it was. On my I am picking out, like, from my list of projects for crochet and knit, I've picked like a few that's like, I would really like to work on those today. And I would like to do one row on his pouch today. So that is the plan, is to put the lifeline in and do one row, and then every few rows I'm going to be putting in lifelines just to make sure that I don't have to undo again. And if I do, I'm like double checking all of my, triple checking all of my counts. That was just super stressful. I will be working on this multi-balance. That's what this one's called. I will be working on the 10th clue in getting that started, but probably not today. Probably, well, maybe today as of what you're watching, because I probably will be waiting until Monday to start it because I have a few things. Okay, so February also, the goal is to get some of the seahorses done because they were requested of me like a month ago. And I've been so busy doing everything, and I know that that person is going to be very patient with me, but also, like, I would really like to get them done. So there's that. To do Mystery Yarn Challenge done. Tinkerbell slippers. Do I have the slipper with me? So if you didn't see it, let me make sure I point in the right place. Right here. I'm gonna pull up the tutorial for slippers. It's the same base that I used for the eyeball slippers. I made it up myself because I couldn't find a slipper that I liked. A lot of the patterns I was seeing was for chunky yarn, and I'm like, I don't have chunky yarn. This is actually a 3-weight yarn. Yeah. I had to think, I'm like, oh wait, is it a 2-weight? No, it's a 3-weight. It's a 3-weight yarn. I made my daughter's in a 4-weight yarn. I made my tutorial to be such that you could choose different yarn sizes and still get a decent fitting slipper because you kind of do some you can do measurements, but you kind of do some measurements and you figure it out as you go and stuff. So this is mine. That is my tiny foot. I wear like a 5.5. So I do have tiny feet. I have child-sized feet in many ways. I can wear women's 5.5s and kids 3.5s to 4. And sometimes I wear women's 6s. It depends on the shoes. Sometimes I have to go up to a 6.5. So I have pom-poms I'm going to put on there. This came from the Mystery Yarn Challenge. This yarn did too. I've been looking for a, let's look at that sparkle. I have been looking for a pattern to use the rest of us because that's what I have left for the Mystery Yarn Challenge. I got to make the other one of these and put the pom-poms on, and I'm going to put a border here. I've been trying to ask. Nobody's given me feedback yet. Should I do the border in white or green? Yeah, that's the question. And then let's talk about this little hat. Okay, this is where I'm at with the hat. If I come over here, do you get a better color? Like, where can I put it? I think so. Okay. I've been making progress. I need probably one more of the row repeat set go. I'm a little stressed. Working with DPNs hasn't been too bad, except for every once in a while I do this thing, and I just did it, where I accidentally pulled, I was meaning to pull my empty one from my hand, but I grabbed the wrong one and I just pulled it out of all the stitches. So I did get it threaded back on all the live stitches. I'm not sure how well until I start working across, and I have to fix if I split the string and I do figure this is more of a string. This is nylon. It's yarn. It just also feels a little different because it is 100% nylon. That has been very interesting to work with. So I am pretty excited about that. My goal for today, like I said, I have goals like with the pouch and stuff. My goal for today is get this to where the next thing I need to do is decreases. I may keep going. It depends on how much else I've got going on. The one last thing I have here in my whips is this crochet project, and so far it looks like that. My daughter is going to a ski thing on February 8th. We got the packing list, and one of the things I said to have a beanie and it said to have like a neck cover, and I was like, what exactly is a neck cover for skiing? And what I saw was it's basically a cowl. And I was like, huh. And then I was like, wait, ski mask. So I found a ski mask pattern. I will link it down below. And it's going to be kitty cat ears. But she chose the color. She wants this navy blue color. Her favorite color is blue. So she wanted this navy blue, and we're making her, we've got this part that like will go over around her head and down, and then I'll make it so it's long enough that the hole comes here, but this also sits down low enough to be warm for her. And then of course we'll have the ears on the top. And so started that yesterday. Didn't get very far, but I got it started. Once it's started, it's pretty easy to keep going on it. And I think that's it for my actual works in progress. A whole bunch of things that I'm hoping to either start or finish, because I too want to finish some things. I'm trying to be a little more careful about my projects, but we'll see. I'm going to move this back over because I want to make sure I talk about all my life updates. So we live in a duplex, and one of the challenges with renting, especially in a multi-unit, like a multi-family housing unit or whatever, is rodents. We have mice, and the other day there was a mouse that had gotten into, we have a little can, like a little trash can that we put the recycle in, but it had been empty, so it was empty. We put it in there and then take it out to the big recycle can. And so it was just empty, and all night long I kept hearing the noise, and I could tell that there was a mouse in this recycle can. And I will put it, I always put chapter links, but I'm going to put a chapter link so you can skip ahead if you don't want to see this. Okay, so just be prepared that I'm going to be showing some video footage of this little mouse hopping up and down. Also, I'm giving you a few minutes in case, so I don't want to start showing it. So here's where I'm going to put in the little video of the mouse jumping in. It took us a while to figure out what to do with him. We did get him taken care of. I also found a drowned mouse in the dog's water dish. That freaked me out. So I was very tired that night, and it's not the worst we've had them, but it is like a higher winter for them. I don't know if it's because of the snow, because we had a week where it was like every day for a week was a solid snow. I don't know if that's why they're so bad right now or what it is, but that's that. Okay, so that was a thing. In case you haven't noticed in my videos, I've been wearing my hair up, and there's a reason for that. There is a lady that her hair, when I first watched some of her videos, her hair was probably to her waist or hips, and now her hair is like mid-thigh or something like that. She probably is why my hair is as long as it is. But she's doing a challenge, and it's for February, but every time I get onto her, I was like, oh, maybe I should do some things. I'm trying protective styles for a while, which basically means that you do things to try and keep your ends out of the way. Like, I don't know how many people realize it, but I was looking to see, okay, we're going to borrow Millie for a second. Let's pretend Millie is my purse strap, and I put her on my arm. A lot of people, if they have long hair, they'll have this, and they wonder why their hair is always breaking over here. And because it's like they pull it out. I always lift up my purse and pull it out. But especially with winter, it's really hard because I'm putting coats on, taking coats off. My hair is probably to my waist now. And so I end up sitting on it and have to, move to pull it to the side. So I'm liking the idea because every time you do those kind of things, it increases breakage. So I'm trying out putting my hair up in different styles, experimenting with different styles, trying to see what I like. I had one the other day, Wednesday. Loved it. I loved how because I have bangs too, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to grow them out or keep my bangs. I loved the way it looked into the braid, and it was kind of loose but still went back into the braid. I just loved it. I'm not sure if that's in my Whip Wednesday. It might be in my Whip Wednesday video because I might have recorded that on Wednesday. I know I was wearing my purple sweater with the diagonally, whichever way it is, diagonal stripes. Anyway, so I've been wearing my hair up, trying that. Every once in a while, I'll go through a stage where I try washing my hair with Rasul, I think is how it said, clay. When I did it before, I liked the way my hair responded, so I'm trying that again. So that's my little hair update. The next one's a little bit stressful. I went to take my son to work. Car was dying. Car was having problems the last couple of days. It sounds like either I had bad gas or something's wrong with the fuel pump or something. I'm like, something's going on with the fuel system. And a check engine light came on today, so I stopped. Happens to be in AutoZone right by where my son works, so we went in there right after I dropped him off. I had a couple kids with me, so we got the scan to see what the check engine light was saying. I hope I don't have to replace the fuel pump. I've got to Google and see if I can figure out. Hopefully it's not a big problem. Hopefully it's a really quick, easy fix. But that stresses me out. Did not need that at all. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is I need to make some decisions, guys. Big decisions. Sorry, I was just here going, wait, did my audio record? I've had so many problems. I'm trying to test it beforehand, and it did say... Sorry about that. I've kind of talked about this as kind of a learning moment between the big decision and before I actually talk about it. I've kind of talked about The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. I highly recommend that book over and over again. Like, I've been re-listening to it. I listened to it, had to return it to the library, and then I borrowed it again and have listened to it again. And I had read it a while back. But I was like, I want to listen to it, and now I want to re-listen to it. I just feel like there was a few nuggets that I needed to explore a little bit more. So this time, it's more of like if he asks some questions or puts a concept, I'm stopping to ponder it for a while this time through. He talks about 4 zones for the zone of incompetence, which in all reality, even though I'm going to do some Googling on the car, I've got to remind myself that I don't need to do a lot of it because that is a zone of incompetence. I don't know diddly squat about how to fix cars. If I was desperate, I could probably figure out how to change the oil. I know in theory, I don't know in practice. I know in theory how to change a tire. My biggest problem with that is I never know what to do with the jack. The changing the tire part and knowing about the lug nuts and tightening them up and loosening them up and doing that part, as long as I can lift the freaking tires, I'm good. But I never know where to put the jack. So it's definitely incompetence. There's a zone of competence. That's where you can do things. You don't like doing them, but you can do them. So most of the time, I feel like editing my videos kind of is in that. I can do it. There are aspects of it I enjoy. Most of the time, I'm like, this is just a nuisance. What other things do I have that are competence? Like I could teach people about budgets because I'm competent in it. I would not enjoy it. Things like that. So I have areas that I can do it. I don't enjoy do it, but I can do it. I would rather hire somebody to do it. And then the zone of excellence. Truthfully, most of this stuff on this channel is zone of excellence. Crocheting and knitting. I enjoy doing them, but they would be more of a zone of excellence versus a zone of genius. Until you get me something like the Mystery Yarn Challenge, where this last time I did it without a pattern. I made it up as I went. That lights me up. I think it's really fun to figure it out. I like making the patterns. A zone of competence would be writing the patterns down. A zone of competence is actually making the tutorials. I do not enjoy making the tutorials. I really don't. I don't like writing patterns down. I don't like making the tutorials. If I had to choose between the two, I'd make a tutorial. Which is why I only have 2 patterns for sale, even though I've designed many things. It's just getting them out. It's hard. What's the next? What's the other things? Learning new things. I loved, oh my gosh, making the gloves for my son lit me up because I've never knit gloves before. The last 2 years, that's probably been the most exciting things for me. I crocheted myself a sweater. I'd never done that before. I knit myself a sweater. Never done that before. I knit socks. I learned to knit hats. I learned to knit. I learned to knit gloves. I have loved it. I'm learning new stitches. I've even learned new things with crochet, and that's always fun. I always love learning new things. Okay. But that's, for the most part, like the channel itself, the YouTube channel goes between zone of competence to zone of excellence. There are things that I do because I cannot hire somebody else to do them. Competence. There are things I do because I can. I do enjoy it to a degree, but it doesn't light me up. It doesn't leave me fulfilled. I don't go to bed at the end of the day going, wow, that was a great day. I feel so fulfilled. I don't usually get off of the video going, oh my gosh, that was so fulfilling. So it's more of an excellence, not a genius. And so the genius thing, that is those things that just, I feel alive and expansive and joyful and blissful, and like my whole being just sighs and it's like, yeah, that hit the spot. And so I have some of these things. Now, let's take this back into my decision. I'm not planning to quit the channel. I actually really do love it. I love interacting with you guys. I like making the videos. I like showing off what I do. Things like that. I may or may not continue with the tutorials or back them off, or I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But there's another area of my life. I have some special gifts. I have this ability to help people discover what's at the root of some of the things they're experiencing. I love doing that. It makes me feel alive to help people in that way, to guide them to this healing spot where they can actually see the limiting beliefs that they have at the deepest core of them, and using tools to shift that so that they can move forward in life without those barriers. I love it. It makes me so happy. I also have a lot of fears. Fears about getting excommunicated from my church. Fears about possibly being led astray or following something that's actually of the devil, not of God. I I have these fears. So they hold me back. Kind of things like that. So I'm in this place now. It's like I have reasons why I have to make a concrete decision right now. And that is my biggest life update is I'm figuring it out. Do I say yes to this business and move back into it? I have been on hiatus for a while. I haven't been doing anything with it. And if I do that, then I definitely have to cut back some of the YouTube stuff because I've got to be more intentional with my time. So that's kind of my life thing. I'm catching myself. I keep saying I don't know. I say that a lot, and I'm looking for a way to eliminate that concept. I don't know. Yeah, I do. Do I want to know the answer? Probably not. I'm avoiding the answer. I'm not letting myself hear the answer. Not letting myself make a decision. But it's just so much easier to say, I don't know. And if somebody else he says, I know, every time you're talking, when you could tell he's not actually listening to you, he's just in such a habit of saying, I know, that he says it when he's actually not even listening. Interesting how we get these little phrases in our patterns, right? People saying, I don't know, or I know, or I can't, I should, I have to. We have all these patterns in our speech that really, truly kind of a disservice to ourselves. So hopefully next week I can tell you what my decision is. I have spent the last 2 or 3 days really I'm journaling about it, getting clear about it, and then also looking at, okay, well, if I do choose to go back into this business and work on this business of kind of a coaching thing, do I do just this one aspect? Do I take this coaching class that I kind of want to take? So there's extra decisions that will come into play. And what does that do to the videos? Do I stop doing some of them that I just started? I love doing creative expressions. I love sitting here and chatting with you guys, showing you all the things in ones. I have so enjoyed doing Finished Fridays, things we're making Thursdays, and Whip Wednesdays. The tutorials, not so much. So yeah, I got those decisions to make. I'm feeling much better. I've done some pretty serious stuff. Realized I was addicted to suffering because I believed that I deserved to suffer, because I believed that my soul was evil and bad and rotten, and like that I had made choices before I even came to earth that were so bad that I deserved to suffer and be punished. Yeah. Since acknowledging that, realizing I had that going, I have been changing that, and I'm feeling so much better. So much better. Less depression for sure. So yeah, that's what I have to share with you guys today. It's been a lot of fun this last little while, doing a lot of things. I don't know, joining things we're making Thursday has been really fun. So, let me see. What do I got? I'll just take a hat. I will grab a hat. Okay, guys. Remember to let your light shine through your creations, whatever they be. No, I can't! I remembered a thing! Guess what? I have 2 things. One, I created a link tree. I had kind of heard of the phrase but didn't really realize what it was, and I didn't realize there was a free option. So now I have a link tree. I have it in my About on YouTube. It's like the top link in the About thing. So you can click on that and it will take you to all of my links, I think. Or most of them. Yeah, I think pretty much everything's there. I decided to create a Facebook group as of today. I created it. And it's for anybody who wants to come in. It's a public group. you can come in and share anything you're making this creation. It's called Soul Magical Creations. A link, of course, is in the description. Did I mention that all the patterns and things like that are in the description as well? Sorry if I didn't. Anyway, the group, we're going to share pictures of what we're making, pictures of what we finished, pictures of what, and here's the thing, crochet, knitting, weaving. If you're a yarn dyer, I would love to see your yarns. Embroidery, cross stitch, just other kinds of crafts, woodworking, painting, poems. You know, if you write songs, you can share songs with us, stories. It's just a place where we can share our creations with everybody and everybody can appreciate them, no matter what kind of creations you're doing. So I wanted to invite you guys to come join my group on Facebook. And hopefully I can figure out how to get my Discord stuff going well too. I feel like I overwhelmed myself with that one. Anyway, remember to let your light shine through your creations, whatever they be, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!